Bitclout is so addictive and so much fun and so lucrative so far on paper that I can't talk about anything. My wife wants to throw me out of the house right now. Like
So the good news here, guys, is that I signed up for Bitclout, but I pretty much only signed up because Ryan just called me and said, I want to talk to you about this. Sign up. I don't really know what it is, so you guys could talk about it, and I'll be the one asking the questions on behalf of the audience who's like an idiot.
So let's each take a stab because it's kind of new and foreign, and almost I would say 99% of the people listening to this are not active on Bitclout yet. Let's each take a stab at it, Ryan, and see if we can get to a simple explanation of what the heck it is. So here's my simple explanation, Sam. Bitclout is basically like a stock market for people. So me and you and Ryan and anybody else, we each have like a little coin, a price where you could buy some of our stock, let's call it. And so people are going on there and they're using Bitcoin to buy our stock because they believe that we're going to continue to get more popular and our reputation is going to grow, and that owning a piece of our limited coin, if I own 10% of your stock, basically, I feel good about that because I think in the next 10 years, you're going to be getting even more popular, right? So it's a way to bet on people. And so that's the
which we've talked about a lot. We love this. We've looked at human IPOs
for,
a bit.
like what we talked about before, which is like, is it for income sharing? Is it for X? Is it for Y? Is it for Z? Right now, it's literally for nothing. And so the reason this is cool right now is because nobody knows who's behind it. They're kind of like being stealthy about it. People know, but nobody has publicly outed who's behind it. I do not know the name of the people behind it, but I know people who know the person. People I trust say they know who it is, and because I asked, they were like, "Yo, I'm buying your coin. Are you gonna actually use Bitclout or not?" I was like, "Well, I don't know. Is this like a scam? It kind of looks scammy to me." And they were like, "Yeah, I thought so too," because of the kind of the secretive way that they're going about it. But actually, I know the founders. They're like legit people from the tech scene. They like kind of have a reputation in our circles. And a bunch of the big name tier 1 VCs are involved in it. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to fail. It doesn't mean it's not maybe something unethical is going to happen, or that's going to get hacked, or who knows. Any number of bad things can happen, but it's not random guy and not Nigerian prince is kind of the main thing that I've heard.
Now, you guys, you're forgetting a major part here, which is if you go to it's Bitclout, CLOUT.com. You can't actually do it if you
don't have a password.
It's all you need a password. So you guys are forgetting.
Right. It's invite only right now, and you have to have this. Similar to Clubhouse and Superhuman. This is one of the techniques in Silicon Valley now to build hype and get early adopters to want in is to not let them in, and then make it so they can only get in if they have the secret codes. So okay, Ryan, that was my attempt. What would you change about it? How would you describe it differently?
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. I mean, it's a social currency platform. I think you put it more simply. You can bet on people. So like take Sam. So I called Sam last night. I'm like, dude, what the heck are you doing? How are you not on Bitclout yet? You need to get on here. You need to create your profile. So he goes on, he creates his profile. I put in $2,000 into the Sam Parr on Bitclout. I then, I then watched it overnight. And when I woke up this morning, I had already made like $5,000-$6,000 off of Sam.
What?
And so,
yeah.
And so Sam, here's the way it works. So let's walk through me and Sam's coins. So can you just pull up? Actually, the site's down, which is sort of problematic.
The site's
right
down.
now, right? So that's a bit of an issue. It'll come back up, but it's getting hammered with traffic, I think. So last you saw, Ryan, what was my coin trading for? And do you remember my market cap?
I don't. It's so annoying that the site's down because I was hoping to have it ready. But I want to say you were pretty legit. First off, I just want to say like you were trading at a relatively high number relative to like your fame and like your Twitter handle. You were what I've noticed is people who are known in the crypto world disproportionately are doing well on the platform. So like I bet yesterday on Chuck Norris, and because part of my strategy is to buy people who are trading at a cheap number relative to like the following they have on Twitter or Instagram. And like Chuck Norris was trading at like $200, but he's got he has a big following. He's obviously pretty famous, even though he's like, a C celebrity.
But I don't get any of that money.
You do.
No, so So you can set whatever percentage you want to take of the coin that people invest in. So the default is 10%. So if I buy like $1,000 worth of Parr, I believe the way the math works is you'll take 10% of that in coin. And so what's cool about that is like as you become more famous, as you build up a reputation, and as you keep your reputation, good in the public eye, like in theory, your Bitclout market cap will grow and you'll take 10% of that. Now, what I've seen some people do who have money like you, Sam, is they set their percentage down at 0 instead of 10%, which is the default, because they don't want to discourage people from buying their coin. And then they just buy their own coin and then they bet on themselves, which is something.
Oh my gosh.
I saw this a few days ago and I saw, oh wow, some people have bought I think somebody had bought $10,000 worth of my coin. And basically I was trading for almost $2,000 per coin. And my own holdings that they kind of like give you through your, I don't know if it's like a founder reward or like a 10% VIG you get on every buy or something like that. My own holdings, if I claimed my account, I had $60,000 worth of my coin ready for me. So the genius of their model is this.
Wait, you had 60
in just
grand from this, Shaan?
my own coin, what I had gotten from the way that the site works, if I verified my account. So here's how it works. This is the genius, the growth hack that they have, which is very, very smart. And so what they do is they pre-made all of our accounts. They took the top 15,000 Twitter accounts, I think, and they made profiles for all of them. They made coins for all of them immediately. And then they let some people in with Bitcoin to go buy up whoever they wanted. So people start buying coins. And of course, every time you buy a coin, the default is at 10%. If I buy 100 coins of yours, 10 of those coins go to you and 90 come to me. So there's like the brokerage fee goes to the creator themselves. So what this did was you're Elon Musk, you're Naval, you're on a smaller scale, us, and you go on the site, and right now it basically says, cool, if you log in and verify that you are you are Shaan VP on Twitter, you get to claim your coins. Your coins are sitting there in this account. So I have a last time I checked, this was a few days ago, but before several friends bought my coin. So I might have more now. But I had a $53,000 bounty just waiting for me. All I had to do was connect it to my Twitter account and tweet out, hey, I'm on Bitclout, come buy my coin or whatever. I didn't do it because at the time I didn't know, is this legit? Am I promoting a scam? And so I did some background checks. I asked a few people who I knew were buying my coin. I said, what, is this real or is this not? Like Ryan, and others. And so that's how simple it is. So think about that mechanism.
Right now, I have cornered the Parr market. If you look at Parr, I am by far his biggest holder. And I plan to buy more Parr as soon as the site comes back.
Guys, listen, I can't tell. What's the red pill, blue pill phrase? What's the pill that you take where your perception is completely changed? It can't go back. Okay, maybe I'm just like a blue pill guy here, but it wasn't that long ago that I was so poor that I would put 2 pieces of pizza in a one Whole Foods box, and so I could just only pay for one, or I would eat half the food out of my container before I weighed it. It wasn't that long ago that I was that poor where I was stealing food from the grocery store. Now we're talking about Shaan just logging in and being like, oh, beep up boop, $50,000 in my account. Yeah. Does this not freak you out? This kind of freaks me out.
No, it does not freak me out at all. I think it's awesome that I could log in and get $50,000. I think that's cool. Now, okay, here's some of the criticisms, right? And this is where, Sam, your bullshit detector is about to fly around the room. You're about to raise your eyebrows all the way to the moon when you hear this, which is that you could transfer money in and you could buy coins, but there's no withdrawals right now. You cannot.
What?
So I could go in and verify. I could claim my $50,000. What I can't do is put that in my bank account. That's a feature that conveniently is not available and not built yet. Now, they are going to do it. The main thing for them is that they say, oh, we're building it. It's not ready yet. In reality, my theory is basically if you allowed people to immediately come in, grab 100K, grab 50, if I can come in, grab 50K, withdraw it out of the system, it's going to kind of crash the network. It's not going to, the whole system kind of fails. There's this theory about sort of, one of the reasons Bitcoin is so valuable is because the central philosophy of the religious Bitcoin holders is to hold the coin. If you're selling out of it, the price drops. And so what they want right now is for everybody to hold coins so that the network can get big enough, get enough strength. And then once it's bigger and more popular, you can add liquidity and people can trade it in and out, and it won't just completely crash the system. So
do we just have so much money going around right now that we have to invent?
Okay, so let me explain to you, because I also was like, what the hell is this? And then I was sent the one pager, and I want to actually read to you guys the one pager PDF. This might be a little boring to read a PDF, but honestly, when I read this, so I talked to Ryan, I don't know, like 40 minutes ago on the phone before this podcast. And I was like, yo, okay, we're coming on. I'm excited about Bitclout. I heard a little bit about it, but I haven't had time to look at it. I just had a kid. Like, I haven't had a chance to go in and kick the tires. And he was like, dude, this is like the most, Ryan, you said this, right? This is the most addictive thing since early Facebook for you.
Craziest thing I'm like, all my friends have been up all night. Like one's in Alaska heli skiing, another one is in Utah. Like we're all texting all night. Hey, who's buying Chuck Norris? Has anyone figured out like, oh, I just 10x'd on Gwyneth Paltrow? Like a number of my friends, like guys who worked for me at Summit who have like maybe $50,000 saved, have put in like a quarter of their net worth. And in the last like 4 or 5 days have 5 to 10x their money.
Right.
Like,
but they can't get anything out.
They can't get it out. They can't get it out yet. But I contacted the founder of a pretty major like crypto hedge fund, and he assured me that they bet quite a lot on this and that he's confident that there will be a way out. Plus, the founder also said that eventually there'll be an exchange, where you could sell it. It's just the craziest thing I've seen so far.
Let me give you both.
How do I make Sam Parr the GameStop?
Yeah. Well, first of all, calling it GameStop is perfect. That's all right. You're already memeing yourself.
GameStop. Whatever.
So, okay. So here's because when we were talking on the phone, Ryan, I was like, so you're buying my coin. Great. What's the reason? Why would you want my coin? What does that do for you? Like, I get that if I get more popular, in theory, my coin could get more popular, but that assumes more people will want to buy it. Why would they want to buy it? What are they getting out of this? It's like, well, then they think you're going to get even more popular. Then the next person will want to buy it, right? So there's definitely like a greater fool theory that underlies this whole thing, which is that I'm buying it today because I think somebody else is going to come buy this tomorrow, either because the creator I'm buying is going to get more popular or Bitclout is going to get more popular. In reality right now, both are going to happen. And so I think it's actually a good bet, even if you know going in that this is greater fool theory. This is I'm looking to pass this to the next guy and make a lot of money before the music stops. So I think that's the skeptical way of looking at it. Now let me tell you why this actually might be a thing long term. And I'm going to read to you from the PDF what they say this is. Okay, so Sam, I'm going to read this to you, and you just tell me paragraph by paragraph, is your belief going up or down? Okay.
Where did you find this? I just Googled Bitclout.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It's a white paper.
Where are you guys getting this shit?
Bro, we're connected on the inside. Not connected enough to know who's actually doing this, but connected enough to know the people who know the people. All right. So Bitclout is a new type of social network that lets you speculate on people and their posts with real money and is built on a blockchain. Okay, cool. Then it goes, it's a fully open source project. There's no company behind it, just coins and code. So then it says, let me skip to the part about creator coins. What are creator coins? Everyone has a coin. Every profile on the platform gets its own coin that you can buy and sell. These are creator coins. You get one. You can have your own creator coins just by creating a profile. And they already pre-created a whole bunch of profiles because I didn't do it, but my creator coin exists. Okay, then
I had to make mine.
Then it says you can buy your favorite person's coin. To buy someone's coin, you just go to their profile, you click buy. For the top 15,000 influencers on Twitter, it's preloaded into the platform. Okay, cool. So now, then it says tweet to claim your profile. The owner of a profile can claim their profile by tweeting out their public key. This will give them full access to their account as well as the percentage of their founder rewards, that's what I was talking about. My 50K that's sitting there for me. That's my founder reward for claiming my account. Now, the genius of it is by me tweeting out, like I have a big incentive to tweet this out, right? Because I get access to my $50,000. So they're basically kind of like paying me $50,000 to tweet out about Bitclout. And if enough of the bigger you are, the bigger your reward. And so they're going to get a lot of big people to tweet this thing out, which is going to create this like enormous hype cycle. Okay, so then it says, what are creator coins useful for? So this is where it starts to become interesting. It goes, There's a new asset class that's tied to the reputation of an individual. For example, let's say Elon Musk succeeds in being the first person to land on Mars, put a person to Mars. His coin price should theoretically go up because he will be world renowned for it. And if in contrast, he makes a racial slur during a press conference, his coin price should go down because his reputation takes a hit and his popularity goes down. So you as a trader can make money by buying and selling the ups and downs of speculating on a person's future popularity. Okay, so then it says, what could you use the coins for? So today it's just about buy and sell. But in the future, let's say that, right now, for example, I think Craig Clemens is my biggest coin holder. He has like, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000 of my coin. Ryan, how much of my coin do you got?
What?
I think I bought like $3,000-$4,000.
$4,000. So what can I do to reward the people who own my coins so that more people want to buy my coins? So one is a stakeholder meeting. So you could basically say, okay, I'm going to do an AMA or a Q&A for anybody who owns over, 100 of my coins at whatever.
So what do you tell them? Like, hey, everyone, I wanted to give you an update on the next quarter. I'm thinking that I'm not going to say anything sexist or racist, but I am going to film someone committing suicide, which might make my think.
You're not doing a quarterly report about your own popularity. You're saying, okay, for my super fans who want access to me, you want more access. Like, let's say, for example, our friend Andrew Wilkinson has done a thing where he says, cool, buy this expensive thing for charity and you get to do a lunch with me, or you get to join this AMA, it's Q&A exclusively with me and 25 people who pay the $5,000 to this, all the proceeds go to charity. It's that same idea if people want to ask you a question or whatever. So here's a simpler version, right? That's like you get to attend a private meeting for people who own X amount of my coin. The other way is to say, look, I get a bunch of spam in my inbox every day. People email me, people DM me, and literally this is true. There's so many of those that I don't respond to 90% of them. And unfortunately, some of the good ones just get mixed up in all the random junk that people send me. So here's the thing. I have an inbox. The inbox has a contract that basically says anybody who, if you want to message me, it costs you 5 coins. And my coin has a real price. So you can do that by either having a huge amount of my coin or going and buying some in order to message me. And I will respond to everybody who sends me this paid message through this channel, right? So now I can have an inbox that has a price with it, or I can prioritize it based on sort this by my biggest coin holders, because those are my VIPs. I want to talk to them first. I want to give them replies first. Another idea they have, sponsored posts. So I can have an inbox that basically says you can pay me, you can buy a certain amount of my coin, and I'll retweet your thing. And so it's just a simple, like, you don't need a middleman agency to set up like these paid promotion deals. It's just, I just set a price, or people just bid a price, and I just look at it and I say, okay, I'll take 100 coins, 100 of my own coin for posting this thing. I don't mind. I actually like the thing you told me to post. And then the last one, like there's an OnlyFans version of this where, cool, if you pay this much of my coin per month, you get exclusive content. The last one is what they call money likes. So let's say, let's reimagine the like button. So instead of just being able to smash like on everything, let's say that it costs a tiny amount of coin to like something. So for me, putting out a good post, like let's say that Clubhouse thing I did that went viral, today all I got was fame. I didn't make any money off the fact that 7 million people saw that thing. Twitter made money, but I didn't make any money. So in this case, if I put out great content that goes viral, like my Clubhouse thing, then every person who's hitting the like could be basically buying, in order to like, they're buying a micro amount of my own coin. And so I earn for posting good content in that way. And by that person buying my coin by hitting like, they're actually sort of investing in me, right? Because they hit the like, let's say it costs 1 Shaan coin to do it. They bought 1 Shaan coin. They hit the like button because they like my content. Now, let's say I keep getting more popular. They still own that coin. So both of us have an incentive to do that. Those are some of the ideas. What do you think?
Where I am right now is there's one of 3 things happening. One, either my IQ is just low enough that I can't keep up with you guys when you discuss this. 2, I'm just out of touch, and like it's happening where like when my wife started getting a job at Facebook, her dad was like, "Why do you need it? Why do they need all these people? It's just it's just a website." Like, am I getting out of touch? Or 3, this is bullshit, and I'm right.
Well, can I give you a simpler use case? So yeah. Right now, I've been doing executive coaching, I think, as you guys know, and I'm coaching the founder and CEO of Morning Brew, and I think we should pit Austin Reef and Alex Lieberman of Morning Brew against the Shaan Parr on Bitclout. I am going to buy coin in all of them, and let's see who can become the bigger market cap in the next 30 days.
But I don't want to do that. Like, I wouldn't it be better if I just spent time in like making money on shit that I own in the entirety of?
But this is like, I thought these guys are like your nemesis. This is a newsletter war between the Hustle and the Morning Brew. This is the final
I've
place.
cashed out, dude. I've won. Like like I have everything I need. I've won my game.
As far as I can tell, Austin is crushing you on Bitclout in terms of his market cap reputation.
There you go. Now
I'd like to see that.
Now those competitive juices are starting to flow. He's like, I don't care, but if you're saying he's crushing me at a game I don't care about, I start to care about the game a little bit.
No, the game I care about is my bank account and what time I can wake up in the morning and what I can do during my day.
Your popular.
No, that's not my bank account. What? How many houses
You'll
can
be
I
able
buy
to
with
cash
that?
out your coin, right?
Yeah, you're gonna.
Will I?
All right, let's say
Will
that's
I
a
be
leap
able
of
to
faith,
cash
right?
this out?
Let's say there's scenario one. These guys never build a way to cash out. This whole thing is a scam. All the smart people that are involved in it are wrong. Cool. There is a percentage chance that is true. I don't know what that percentage is. Might be 1%, might be 50%. Let's just take that off the table, because if that's true, then yeah, there's no discussion. It's stupid and useless. If you're buying, if you can only buy in but never sell out, like, you know, what is this? You know, Robinhood, like you can't do that. So here's the other side of it. Let's say it is liquid, where you can trade some of your coins for actual cash if you want it, or Bitcoin if you want it. But people are going to be betting on, hey, this podcast is going to keep getting more popular. Sam's going to keep getting more popular. He's going to keep doing more things. I've seen his Twitter account growing. He posts awesome content. I want to get on the ground floor of Sam, and they start buying your coin because they want to hold a piece of the Sam Parr popularity, like clout score, basically. And they believe more people are going to buy it. So now more people do start buying it. And your stock goes up. Your stock goes up because you sold the Hustle, and then this podcast hits number one in the charts, and more people hear about it. And then we do some viral thing, and then that goes viral. You get more popular there. Now what?
But Shaan, do you actually want this?
Yes.
Do you actually want these people betting
and
on you?
Yeah, I'll tell you something I like about it is I've always kind of tried to be an early adopter of certain things, right? That I was excited and like naturally curious about. And I would tell all my friends, but I had no way of like riding the wave with the person I was popularizing. I'd be like, hey, you really should check out this awesome musician. And then they would just get really famous, and like they would get way richer. And in fact, I often couldn't even talk to them anymore because they became too big a deal to even, return my calls. And like I would have liked to have been like on the ride with them, like financially.
This happened
that would
with
be
me,
really
right?
exciting.
Sam, I met you before you started the Hustle, right? And I was like, This guy's the shit. This guy's, totally switched on. He's a dynamic dude. Okay, if I could have just bought stock in you and not bet on, like, for example, I had the opportunity to invest in the Hustle, the media company, and I was like, well, I don't know if this is going to be like this humongous $1 billion company or what. I don't know if this fits my profile, whatever. I don't know about media, but I was believing in you the whole time. And if I could have just bought Sam and owned Sam for 25 years, that's something I want to do. I think that you are going to become a hitter, and you're already on your way to becoming a hitter. And if I could have done that from the beginning, or like, we've talked about the founders of Calm. I was buddies with them early on. Now Calm is so big that I feel guilty even hitting them up to go hang out with them, because I'm like, everybody wants their time. They're busy with their, huge company. What am I going to, do I really want to go hang with them? No. So I'm a fan from afar now. But at the time, if you said that you could buy Alex too, and you could buy Michael Acton Smith, you could buy their coins, I would bet in all my friends' coins, right? I do with my time, but I don't ever get to benefit financially from spotting future stars today.
That was a good speech. I think that I'm a little bit on board now.
Dude, I feel the exact same way. There's so many entrepreneurs, including the guys at Calm, that I met through Summit early on. And for whatever reason, I didn't persist and didn't get the ability to invest in their company. It was mentioned. I didn't like, I missed the email. A friend of mine heard about it. I wasn't at the right event when they were raising. I met him 3 months earlier, whatever. Now I can actually bet on these people. I don't know.
Well,
this is why
there's two huge problems. Is the fact that you've just put tens of thousands of dollars on this website, and you can't get the damn thing to fucking turn on.
Yes.
Right now, this podcast has been on for 45 minutes, and it says Bitclout is under brief maintenance. All funds are safe. Thank you for your support.
It's a black screen with red text, red like Arial 14 size font.
Yes, it looks like a terrorist or kidnapping
exciting.
message.
I remember when Facebook first came to my college, and I was like, we were one of the first colleges, and I remember like calling people. It was really fun. This is the first time I felt like that in a long time. That's why I wanted to come on the show and talk about
But
it.
there's two major differences, which is you didn't have money on Facebook, and two, you knew a little bit about the background and who made it. We're looking at this anonymous thing that isn't working, and you have money on it. That's a little nerve-wracking. And also, you can't even get your money back out if you wanted to.
By the way, Sam, do you know how many of my like angel investments went to like I had no clue. Someone was like, you should try, like this guy said from this person, and you should throw 50K in this thing. And I was like, what's the least I could do? Could I do 10K? Okay, cool. Here's 10K. And, so over, I think now 25 of those or so have gone to zero, but a few of them pop. So I'm looking at this like an angel investment, right? Like I'm looking at this as like 1 in 10, but
I get
looking
it.
very
I'll do it. I'll do it, but I'm not going to like, I think that people like you two need someone to criticize you because like just everything on paper that we're doing here, it just like this sounds like a horrible total scam, and I think you should be optimistic about it, and I'll definitely dabble in it.
So okay, here's the other thing, right?
Like
let's say you said something earlier like Facebook didn't have money in it. Like I think what you meant was you didn't have to put in tons of money to bet in Facebook. You could just start using the thing, and it's kind of like low risk.
Like Brian just said that his normal young friends have a quarter of their life savings.
But YOLO. So so here's the part that I think is exciting. And a lot of people have talked about this. This is the first attempt that it actually clicked with me. And I'm like, oh, this might actually work. So there's a whole bunch of people that have, since crypto came out, that were like, oh my God, we need to take the social networks and we need to convert them into crypto networks. Basically what we need is, why does Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, why do they make all the money and we do all the work? We make the content. We like each other. We put our attention and our time into viewing the content, viewing the ads, and advertisers spend all the money and they don't, they're hoping to make a return on the other side. But the users who do all the work on these user generated content platforms reap only social value, no financial value. And so a whole bunch of attempts were made. People tried to make Steam It, which was like Reddit, but like, instead of the karma being kind of funny money, it was like real money, type of thing. But it never took off. And but the fundamental always did make sense, which was if you did get on a platform early and you were one of the people that helped make it big, why don't you ever get any reward for that? If you were one of the first Uber drivers, first Airbnb hosts, first power users on Instagram, like what is it worth for those people that are on Clubhouse today that are making content, freaking 24/7 and trying to make Clubhouse successful? And they're not the investor in Clubhouse. It's, Andreessen Horowitz and like Eazy-E and Kevin Hart and shit. And so,
Eazy-E is not an investor, but we'll
E4.
By the way,
because he's dead.
One thing I love about this that you're saying is when I got into some of these, awesome investments like Uber, I couldn't share them with anybody. I'd call my mom and be like, man, sorry, but I can't even get you. I couldn't get you in, And now it's like, I feel excited. I wanted to come on the show and like share it with the listeners and like share it with trends, because I was like, shit, everybody, as soon as I can get this password and as soon as the site's back up, like we can all actually
we're like,
this thing.
As soon as the site works and as soon as they open it and as soon as withdrawals happen, this is totally going to be sweet. But until those three primary fundamentals work, this is garbage, as Sam is rightfully pointing out the obvious.
I feel like I could rule the world. I know I could be what I want to. I put my all in it like no days off. On the road, let's travel, never looking back. Like